Hey guys, it's Carrie here with Divine Radiance, and today I wanted to talk about spiritual gifts. We all have gifts. Some of us may be aware of them, some not, and I guarantee there's still some that we are still yet to discover. It's just something I don't feel we talk about enough, and it is something we should talk about. Mainly, I want to know what your gifts are. I would love for you to share them in the comments. I know you can feel a little vulnerable to share. I'm already nervous about sharing mine, but I just feel it's important. I think it'll serve a couple purposes. Number one, someone might read it and be like, oh wait, like I didn't even think of that as a gift, and I can do that. Like I do that sometimes, or something where it will spark something in them to start exploring their own gifts. And also, maybe someone's in need of your gift. Maybe someone reading through the comments will resonate with your gift and maybe reach out to you in order for support or for help. And I'm hoping the same with mine. I'm sharing this really just to let people know what my gifts are and ones that I've discovered so far, and for the same reason that you might say, oh yeah, I can do that too, or maybe I could help you in some way. So, spiritual gifts are defined as an endowment or an extraordinary power from the divine. And Elizabeth Gilbert had a really cool quote about how we all have these gifts buried deep within us, and we really have to go and search. Now, some come up really easy, and some are really obvious, and some come up later in life. So I wanted to first, I'll tell you what my gifts are and kind of how they came about, and also ways that you can start, maybe if you don't have any idea what your gifts are, ways for you to start exploring what they might be and different ways for you to do that. So first of all, I had a spontaneous spiritual awakening when I was 23, quite a while ago. And spontaneous spiritual awakenings are that, meaning it happened way too fast. I wasn't ready for it. The Kundalini energy shot through all my chakras, all the way, blew my crown right open, and I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that information. And I do know now that there's hotlines to call, but I didn't know that. So it was a really crazy experience for me. I thought I was going crazy. I literally experienced being pure awareness. So things that people have talked about with their near-death experience, I had actually experienced in the living form. And I was just not ready for it. And a lot of the information that I got, I couldn't even put into words. Because there wasn't words, it's more of a feeling, it's more of an experience. But I do think that gave me some gifts because my crown had been shot open so much. So I noticed that when I talk to people, sometimes, especially if they come to me in distress, that something takes over. And I don't know if I'm channeling something or my higher self just kind of takes over, but I won't even remember these conversations. But I tell this person exactly what they need to hear for whatever reason. And it's even happened with strangers where, for whatever reason, they felt a need to open up to me. And I was able to give them an answer that they've actually been searching for years. They've lived with something that was unsettled within them, and I was able to give them that answer. But to be honest, I don't even remember the conversation. It was almost like it wasn't me, like someone takes over. And I've had that happen with multiple friends where they're just upset about something, and then I just start channeling this information, and it makes them feel better, and it makes them feel more whole and together. And that is a gift. I never really thought of it that way. I just felt I was a good listener. In the spiritual gifts in Christianity, that could be called the gift of mercy. So basically, you're a really good listener, and you're also able to really be present and hold space for that person in order for them to heal themselves, really. And then I had another spiritual awakening. This one slower. Not too long ago, a couple years ago now, And this was more my gift of healing, is what I discovered. And so it happened when I was meditating with a crystal, and the energy I felt from the crystal was so powerful, intensely powerful, that I actually had a voice, like a calling, a literal calling, saying that I could heal people with this energy. And I had never even heard of anything like that. I was beyond confused, to say the least. I just didn't understand it. But it was that strong of a voice. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't in my head. It was almost like it came from somewhere else. And right after that, I ended up going on a hike with my dog, who hurt his paw. And I thought it was the weirdest coincidence because I hike with my dog every day. He's never hurt his paw. And I was like, I just had this weird calling. Now my dog is hurt. So I did what instinctually I should, was hold the crystal in the hand I was meditating with and channeled the energy through divine light and healed my dog. Now he got better right after, but of course, in my head, I thought maybe it was a coincidence. I didn't know. I was like, well, maybe it was just all so weird to me and so bizarre and out of this world. And but then I was able to heal my daughter, and she was able to explain it to me, what she felt, and she could actually feel energy coming out of my palm, not subtle, but almost like energy, like electricity coming out, to the point where she could tell when and I didn't touch her, I was hovering over her. And so I'm still trying to understand this gift. I thought at first, like, do I just go to hospitals and start healing people? Like, but of course I was guided to read. I was guided to learn that not everyone is meant to be healed, and that there are, it's obviously divine energy working through me. It's not my decision. If it's my decision, it's black magic. So I am very careful about praying prior to any healing, meaning what's the best for the highest good, the good of all, and what's best for that person. This is very important. When using your gifts, you want to make sure you don't overstep and go from white magic to black magic. So I learned that, and plus my crystal teacher helped me explain, because when I found the crystal healing class with Krista Mitchell, which was life-changing, I was more learning about healing with crystals, meaning placing crystals on the body, which are very effective at transmuting energy, at raising frequencies of the chakras, balancing energy, getting life force energy to flow through your body. It's good for so many things, but it wasn't what I had done with my dog or my daughter. But yet I had nowhere to really, I had no one to ask. But I was able to get a one-on-one with my teacher, and she had heard of some people who are able to channel crystal energy. And so basically that's what I'm doing, is I'm amplifying the energy that I can feel from the crystal, combining it with divine light, and transferring it out into my hand. So I'm still exploring, I'm still learning, and it's so vulnerable for me to share, because I know a lot of people can have a lot of opinions about it. And at first I didn't even tell people. Because I just didn't understand, and I thought people would think I was weird or lying or exaggerating, and that's just not the case. And now I'm embracing it. I'm sharing it, because I want us all to talk about it. I want all of us to share our gifts and share our wonder, so that we can change the world and lift each other up and help each other, because I do feel like that's what our gifts are for. They're to share. So I did it. I shared it. That is my story. So that's why I started Divine Radiance, so that I have a practice where I can do distance healing, because energy, just like you get satellite energy or information from a satellite or from a radio, you don't have to be in the space. I'm able to connect with clients long distance, but I also do in person. So if anyone's out in Southern California, I love doing in person as well, and actually laying the crystals on the body, as well as doing my own little gift of that. But so let's talk about how to discover your gifts. There's many different ways. Praying is huge. Putting it out there. What if you really don't know, and asking and waiting to see the signs, and understand that we all learn our gifts there's always divine timing. So maybe you're just not meant to know, but it doesn't hurt to start asking and letting your guides know that you're ready for that responsibility. So praying, meditating, of course. Also ask people that you really trust, that know you well. Not people, I hate to say it, but some people are in a bad energy and sometimes won't give you the right information to help you. So you want to make sure you ask someone who's spiritually evolved, who knows you, who will give you some honest feedback as to what your gifts may be. Working with crystals, of course. I think labradorite is all about magic, discovering your magic. So I think that is a premier crystal to work with if you are searching for what your magical gifts are. Clear quartz, though, of course, would always be good. Azurite is a really good one. What else? Oh, moldavite. Moldavite is amazing at helping you discover your purpose, for transformation, for evolution of your spiritual self. So that would be a good one as well. So those are just some ideas. And I know I could go more into like intuition and other things. But I feel like this is probably getting way too long. So why don't we stop there? And next time I want to talk about shadow work, as well as discovering your power, because your magic and your spiritual gifts are actually different than your power. So I definitely want to go into that next time. So I think that's really fun. So thanks again for listening. I know this is a little long, but please in the comments share your gifts. I would love to read about them, and we can all learn and explore and maybe tap into more of our own gifts. So have a great day.